prosperity are central to long-term poverty alleviation for social and environmental sustainability. The oil palm industry represents one of the most effective avenues for poverty alleviation, food security, and ensuring economic stability in Nigeria. The palm oil industry has the prospects of providing employment for millions of unskilled and semi-skilled people. As demonstrated in other economies, with proper focus on production of commodities of large-scale commercial values, improvement in the production of oil palm can effectively mitigate the poverty level in Nigeria. Palm oil is an important economic commodity of national and international importance. In the early 1960s, Nigeria was a net exporter of palm oil, contributing up to 43% of the global palm oil production. Even though palm oil production has sluggishly increased to about 850,000 metric tons per annum, as at 2010, the gap between production and consumption is widening as consumption is growing more rapidly than production. Thus, the country has become a net importer of palm oil in the last 10 years. Nigeria is importing an ever-increasing amount of palm oil to meet the yearning supply gap, which is currently about 300,000 metric tons per annum. The gaps between the production and consumption, shortage of supply of technical palm oil, TPO, and special palm oil, SPO, which are currently filled by imports, provide the greatest opportunity for growth in the palm oil value chain. Thus, there is strong growth opportunity for domestic production of technical palm oil, TPO, and special palm oil, SPO. Considering the amount of palm oil that is being imported into Nigeria and the significant end market value of the imports, roughly 60 billion naira, the vision for growth of the palm oil value chain is to replace 50% of palm oil imports with increased production of technical palm oil by 100 metric tons per annum and special palm oil by 50,000 metric tons per annum. In order to achieve this vision of import substitution, significant investment will have to be made through the establishment of oil palm industrial park to drive process by mitigating processors from the very low productivity of the traditional processing to the far more efficient processing. The palm oil industrial park will improve the efficiency of processing technology, leading to higher yields, greater production. Apart from palm oil, palm kernel and palm kernel oil, which are the main products of the oil palm, the tree and the processing waste generated when the fruits are processed to obtain palm oil and palm kernel have several uses. The sludge is used in marketing traditional soaps and fertilizer, and the PK cake is used widely as an input into the feed industry and for fertilizer. The processing waste, namely empty bunch, refuse, fiber, shell, sludge, and meal effluent, constitute about 74 to 76% of the total mass of the oil products. In addition, the other parts of the palm tree, trunk, leaf, fiber have broad uses, while the bunch, refuse, and byproducts from the oil processing fiber, shell, sludge can be used as fuel for the mills, making briquettes to substitute for fuel woods. Mr. President, my highly respected colleagues, the idea of this bill focuses on attracting private sector agribusiness to set up processing plants in zones of higher palm oil production. This will be enabled by government by putting in place appropriate physical investment and infrastructure policies for oil palm industrial park that will link farmers in cluster to food manufacturing plants. The establishment of oil palm industrial park which this bill is seeking, is aimed at developing commercial agriculture, adding value to oil palm production, creating jobs, and reviving the country's rural economy. Mr. President, my respected colleagues, the primary objective of this bill is to 1, develop commercial agriculture, 2, attract private sector palm oil processing companies, 3, add value to oil palm value chain, 4, reduce post-harvest losses, 5, reduce Nigeria's dependence on palm oil importation, 6, create jobs and revive the economy. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, this bill therefore seeks to provide for the establishment, development, operation, maintain, management, and administration of oil palm industrial park in Nigeria for the purpose of establishing a legal framework and mechanism for the integration, coordination, planning, and monitoring of the parks as well. A, transform selected areas in the country into highly developed oil palm industrial parks with trained personnel and efficient services to be available to investors. B, promote the flow of investors, both foreign and local, into the park, which will generate employment opportunities, establish backward and forward integration into the park. C, promote cooperation between Nigeria and other advanced agricultural countries that will revolutionize the oil palm sector and improve productivity level. And D, stimulate the repatriation of Nigeria capital by providing attractive climate and incentives for business activities in the parks. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, the bill in Section 3 provides for the establishment of the oil palm industrial park to provide, among other things, A, accelerated development of farming community across the country. B, price support programs that will guarantee minimum price for oil palm and its allied products and make the authority of buyer of last resort of selected agricultural products. And C, employment generation through involvement of young school leavers in the outreach and processing activities of the enterprises operating within the zones. This bill will facilitate oil palm processing environment that will be used to attract private sector investment into the local production, thereby boosting the rural economy. The goals for the establishment of oil palm industrial park, which is sought by this bill, are 1, reduce national dependency on food import, assure national food security at low and stable prices, create wealth for rural and largely agricultural communities that depend on agriculture for a livelihood, and create new sustainable jobs for the youth in agricultural production, processing, related activities, and halt rural-urban shift. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, the enactment of this bill into law will facilitate the attraction of investment in production, processing, and durable infrastructure in major clusters of oil palm production in the country to drive development of modern processing capacity. This framework created by this bill will pull investment into processing oil palm. The oil palm industrial park will provide the missing link between Nigeria oil palm production and industrialization. In line with our Order 77.3, the financial implication in the establishment of the oil palm industrial park is hereby attached. I therefore urge you all to support this bill for the second reading.